Imagine this scene. The Konoha battlefield is unrecognizable. The ground is covered in ashes, the houses in ruins, and the air carries that heavy silence that only exists after a war. The screams have ceased, the chakra has thinned, and the heroes of the new generation can barely breathe. Boruto is kneeling, the cloak torn, the Jogan eye almost extinguished. Sarada, with the Mangekyou activated, breathes with difficulty, blood streaming from her eyes. Mitsuki tries to stay conscious, his body covered in cracks from Sage Mode, and Himawari, exhausted, holds her brother by the sleeve, trembling. The Shinjus, the creatures descended from the Jubi, have finally fallen. One by one, they were defeated, with effort, pain, and sacrifice. But something is still wrong. The ground vibrates, the air feels heavy, and then, there, before the young shinobi, the last enemy rises. Jura, the last of the Shinjus, staggering, his body shattered. His chakra is unstable, black, pulsating with hatred. Boruto tries to stand, but stumbles. Still alive? Sarada can barely speak. This is impossible. But Jura just laughs. A dry laugh, echoing like the crack of burning wood. You believe you have won, he murmurs, coughing blood. Foolishness, you merely destroyed the shell. And then he raises his arm, the trembling hand covered in black chakra. The ground begins to move, roots sprout, spreading across the battlefield like giant serpents. Boruto shouts, "He can still use Mokutan!" and the horror begins. The roots travel beneath the earth, going far beyond the battlefield. They cross the limits of Konoha, penetrate ancient ruins, and reach a forgotten place, an underground temple sealed for decades. Inside 3 bodies lie, sealed, preserved, but not dead. Orochimaru, Jiraiya, Tsunade. 3 legends, 3 names that shaped eras. Jura's roots envelop them, the black chakra penetrates their bodies, and a scream echoes underground. Boruto feels the air grow heavy. Sarada falls to her knees, holding her head. The sky darkens, and then the ground explodes. A colossal wave of chakra bursts, tearing through the earth and ripping the sky in a golden and black flash. 3 pillars of energy emerge, and from them, 3 new gods arise. The legendary SANNIN, reborn as divine Shinjus. The first to appear is Orochimaru. His body is covered in living wood scales. His hair grows long, his eyes are 2 snake slits with emerald shine. From his back emerge several black chakra snakes, with human faces screaming in pain, souls he had absorbed. Ha! He breathes deeply, smiling. What a feeling. So divine. The second is Jiraiya. His body is covered in corrupted senjutsu inscriptions, glowing gold and black. His hair rises like white flames. On his shoulder, there is a frog-shaped face formed of wood with empty eyes, a distorted memory of Sage Mode. The world has changed too much, he says in a deep voice, and perhaps it's time I destroy it, to start again. And then Tsunade appears. Her body is colossal. The seal on her forehead expands to cover her entire face. Her hands glow with green and black energy, a fusion between healing and destruction. She smiles, a smile without emotion. If life is a cycle of pain, then I will be the end of this cycle. The ground trembles at their presence. Boruto feels his chakra being crushed. Mitsuki tries to react, but his body doesn't respond. Sarada shouts, "No, this isn't possible. They are the 3 legends. They can't be, but they are. And now, they are monsters beyond human comprehension." Orochimaru speaks, looking at the young ones. "You are the result of our era, the legacy of failure." Jiraiya closes his eyes as if lamenting. Perhaps the mistake was believing that the new generation would bring peace, and Tsunade simply raises her fist. Peace never existed. She strikes the ground, and the Hokage mountain splits in half. The faces of the former Hokages crumble, turning to dust. It is symbolic, the end of the story that began with them. Boruto tries to stand, but his body does not respond. Sarada and Mitsuki help him, staggering. "We can't fight anymore," says Mitsuki, with chakra almost depleted. "We need reinforcements," adds Sarada, breathless, but there is no one. The new Team 7 is finished, the last Shinju defeated, and now, 3 gods rise. Jura laughs before disappearing completely. "My successors destroy this world." And thus begins the end of the ninja era. For a few minutes, there is only destruction. Orochimaru summons a living forest that devours what remains of Konoha. Jiraiya fires golden chakra orbs, blowing up entire buildings. Tsunade creates seismic waves with her punches, opening giant craters. The village screams, despair spreads, and then, when all seems lost, 2 figures emerge from the smoke. 2 men, from the old generation, Kakashi Hatake and Maito Guy. They appear side by side, walking slowly. Kakashi with his face covered by his mask, cold and determined eyes. Guy in his wheelchair, being pushed, but with a serene and nostalgic smile. Boruto recognizes them and shouts, "Kakashi-sensei! Guy-sensei! Run! They are too powerful!" But Kakashi does not respond. He merely observes the 3 gods before him and says calmly, "So, this is what remains of our masters." Orochimaru laughs. "Masters? Ha! You are just remains of an era that should have already vanished." Jiraiya glares at Kakashi, a shadow of emotion crossing his face. "Kakashi, Hatake, you have grown. But this world needs to end." Kakashi sighs. "If it's to end, it will end with me fighting," and Guy rises. The sound is silent, yet deafening. His body trembles, the chakra begins to vibrate, muscles contract, sweat drips. He places his hands on his legs and slowly stands up. The young ones look on, incredulous. "Sensei, he is walking," whispers Himawari. Guy gives a wide smile. The power of youth never dies. And then the air explodes. The red chakra begins to envelop his body. First gate, opened. Second gate, opened. Third, opened. The ground cracks beneath his feet. The wind turns to fire. His smile is the same as always. Kakashi watches him, eyes full of memories. "There is nothing I can say that will make you stop, right?" Guy looks aside and responds, "Youth knows no breaks, Kakashi," and the 4th gate opens. His body glows pure red, veins bulge, the wheelchair explodes into pieces behind him. Orochimaru widens his eyes. Interesting, a human body still capable of sustaining this level of chakra flow. But Guy does not respond. He just smiles and advances. In 1 second, he disappears from sight. In another, his fist hits Jiraiya squarely. The impact creates a sonic explosion. The ground splits, and Jiraiya is thrown kilometers away, crashing through buildings and mountains. Orochimaru tries to counterattack, but Kakashi intercepts, creating a raikiri that cuts the chakra snakes. The duel between past and present begins. The sound of explosions echoes throughout Konoha. The ground vibrates, the air ignites, and in the center of chaos, Guy-sensei advances like a red comet. His body moves with a speed beyond vision. Jiraiya tries to react, shaping a massive Rasengan wrapped in senjutsu energy, but Guy intercepts it mid-air. The impact creates a colossal shockwave, knocking down trees for kilometers. Jiraiya is thrown back, colliding with one of the rocky walls that remain from Mount Hokage. But Guy does not stop. He spins in the air, forming spiral flames, the Asakujaku, the night peacock strike. Each punch creates a gust of fire and feather shapes, lighting up the destroyed Konoha sky. Tsunade, colossal, advances roaring. The ground splits beneath her steps. She strikes, and her fist destroys half of a forest. But Guy dodges, jumping and hitting her chin with a kick. The impact sends her flying hundreds of meters. Boruto and Sarada, watching from a distance, can hardly believe what they are seeing. "This is Guy-sensei's power?" asks Boruto, voice trembling. "He is fighting 3 gods at once," responds Sarada, shocked. Mitsuki closes his eyes, feeling the chakra burning the air. This chakra is killing him from the inside. But Guy does not retreat. He is laughing, the same smile as always. "Come on, my friends, let's see how far youth can shine." And then, he opens the 6th gate. The blue chakra explodes, replacing the red. The air around him becomes unstable. Jiraiya's senjutsu energy distorts. Orochimaru's mokuton burns in the air. Kakashi watches from afar, cutting roots with Raikiri. He tries to keep distance, but when he sees Guy open another gate, his heart tightens. He's going to the limit. Again. Orochimaru, in his cold voice, analyzes the situation. His chakra flow is disintegrating. Every cell in his body is burning, fascinating, and pathetic. But Kakashi appears behind him, cutting part of his arm with Raikiri. Don't dare call him pathetic. Orochimaru regenerates instantly, smiling. "I forgot. You are also a stubborn ghost." They exchange blows. Orochimaru creates wooden snakes, each infused with senjutsu poison. Kakashi uses Raiden, 2 shining chakra blades, to cut each attack with surgical precision. Meanwhile, Guy faces Jiraiya and Tsunade together. The fight seems like the clash of deities. Jiraiya summons a Mokuton frog with luminous eyes, which fires a dense energy jet. Guy dodges, spins his body, and fires a flaming kick that cuts the attack in half. The fire mixes with air vapor, creating a storm around him. Tsunade approaches from behind, striking the ground. The impact lifts boulders the size of houses. Guy destroys them all with successive punches. Hirudora. The compressed air tiger roars, engulfing Tsunade in a gigantic explosion. For a moment, the battlefield becomes a miniature sun. Kakashi, seeing this, murmurs, "This is Guy-sensei. The same as before. The same who almost killed Madara Uchiha. But he knows, each strike brings him closer to death." Minutes pass. The earth becomes a crater. Guy's chakra begins to oscillate. Veins bulge, the body starts emitting steam. He shouts, forcing the limit. 7th gate. Of wonder! Opened! The blue vapor takes shape. The sound of his heart is audible for kilometers. Guy's eyes shine with pure rage. Jiraiya tries to stop him, but Guy crosses the air in a blink and hits him with a kick that breaks the senjutsu energy field. The wood shatters, and Jiraiya falls, spitting blood. Tsunade appears. Enraged, "Guy!" She jumps and tries to crush him with both hands, creating a devastating shockwave. But Guy opens his arms and stops the blow with his own fists. The ground splits beneath his feet. His face is burned, but he smiles. "You've always been strong, Tsunade-sama. But today, I am the flame of youth that never goes out." And the 8th gate opens. The chakra explodes. The world goes silent. Guy's body becomes pure fire. The red chakra forms a dragon spinning around him. The wind, heat, and pressure are so intense the air ignites. Boruto feels tears streaming without realizing. He's going to die. Sarada clenches her fists. He knows it. Kakashi watches, and the memory of Madara comes to mind. That same gleam, that same force that transcends human. "Guy," he murmurs, "you have always been the strongest of us all." Orochimaru observes, fascinated. Inner gates. What a wonderful technique, but what a waste of life. And at that moment, Guy disappears. Literally, his body vanishes from the battlefield. He moves faster than sound, faster than perception, faster than thought. The red dragon cuts the air and hits Jiraiya first. The impact goes through him. The senjutsu chakra disintegrates, then Tsunade. A spinning kick hits her, sending her into the sky, breaking through clouds, opening a hole in the atmosphere. And finally, Orochimaru Guy appears before him and smiles. "Goodbye, old friend." Orochimaru tries to react, but it's too late. Guy strikes him with Yagai, the twilight strike of youth. A colossal explosion covers the entire battlefield. Though energy is so dense that sound disappears. The earth curves. The flames take the shape of a golden dragon that engulfs everything. When the light fades, there is no sound nor movement. The battlefield is a colossal crater, and Guy is in the center, kneeling. His body smokes, cracked like ashes about to fade, but he still smiles. Kakashi runs to him, arm injured, chakra almost gone. He holds him by the shoulders. "Guy, you won! They fell!" And it's true. The three SANNIN are down, unconscious. Orochimaru slowly disintegrates. Jiraiya and Tsunade return to human form, unconscious. But Guy is dying. "Kakashi," he murmurs weakly. "I finally burned everything." Kakashi holds back tears. "You saved all of us." Guy smiles, looking at the sky. "So, this is truly being alive." The chakra disappears. His body vanishes into particles of light. Boruto, Sarada, Mitsuki, and Himawari watch in silence. The wind blows, and the red cloak of youth dissipates in the air. Kakashi stands. His left arm is destroyed, burned by the heat of the last attack, but he is still standing. He looks to the horizon and says in a low voice, "Guy, your flame is now ours." The sun rises, the clouds clear, and the destroyed village slowly begins to shine with the light of dawn. The war is over, but the price was the sacrifice of the man who represented the heart of youth. In the end, the story echoes through generations. Children grow up hearing about the day Guy Sensei rose from his wheelchair and challenged the gods, and about the friend who stood by him until the last breath. Kakashi carries that memory for the rest of his life, with one arm less, but with the weight of the honor of witnessing the brightest flame the shinobi world has ever seen. And thus, the era of the masters ends, so the new generation can shine.